All right, Tom. We talked at HSA. You educated me. I'm like, holy cow. It's time for me to sign up for one in January. 100%. Especially when you talk about what the heck is happening with healthcare, meaning the increase, you want to get at least tax leverage for pretty much the biggest tax increase in the world that we're going to talk about in a press release coming out this week. And maybe we're going to do a third podcast now. I'm just thinking about that. But that's a huge tax increase for everyone with healthcare going up. Do you agree?
Well, yeah, it's huge. It's big.
Bigger than, oh, by the way, I'm going to get this little thing in the mail of a check. No, this is going to be very bad. All right, so let's go to our topic today, and I'm excited to chat about this, an FSA account. So tell me, what is an FSA?
The acronym is a flexible spending account, and it rides under Section 125 of the Internal Revenue Code. And what it does is it allows employers to set up a flexible spending account for their employees. And the employees figure out what they feel their healthcare spend is going to be that year. They put up, I believe it's up to $2,500. They might have increased it. Let me check for you, FSA contributions. In 26, you can put up to $3,400 towards healthcare expenses. And you can put up, it's the dependent care is the big deal on it. You can put up to $7,500 in dependent care, so daycare, into it. So what you're doing is you're contributing that amount each month. They divide it by 12 into a flexible spending account that lowers your taxable income, and you have to use it by the end of the year. And if you don't use it, you lose it.
That is the one that now I've learned about HSA. FSA shocks me, as it's very hard to figure out how much you're going to spend in healthcare for the year.
Well, in daycare, it's not that hard. So it's very good for dependent daycare. So if there's kids involved, it's a nice thing to do for your employees, is to allow them to pay a portion of their daycare pre-tax.
So why do FSAs look simple on paper but frustrate employees in real life?
Well, they don't know. They estimate what they're going to spend in healthcare premium, or not so much healthcare premium, healthcare expenses. And what happens is they don't use it and they lose it. So they, at the end of the year, they start using it for dental and all kinds of stuff. Prescription eyeglasses, all kinds of stuff. It's like they're throwing away money. I do agree with you. A health savings account is a much better vehicle, and you can put more money into it versus the flexible spending.
But you can't double dip FSA and HSA. No.
You can use the FSA for the dependent daycare,
but not other healthcare. Just that dependent daycare.
Yeah, that'd be double dipping. So the issue is, for an employee, it's okay, you got to use it or lose it. For an employer, if they leave the flexible spending account, they have that amount up front. The moment they put a penny in, they have the eligible to finance those claims. The employer then, if they leave, is stuck with the bill.
Tom, are there any like opportunity? I wouldn't say opportunities, but is it better having an FSA for their employees for the employer? Does the employer benefit with FSA?
Yeah, because the employees are putting in dollars pre-tax, so the employer is not matching FICA, FUTA, and those kind of items. So they save on payroll taxes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So,
They
but
have the risk of it they leave or they quit or whatever, and they have used their account, the employer's eating that money.
I see. So it has to be
Flip
a company.
side, there, if they don't use it, the employer's keeping it in the. So that there, I mean, there's pros and cons.
I got it. What do you tell people usually at ClaimLinx, like coming through ClaimLinx for FSA versus HSA for their employees?
Use dependent daycare and let them get their set up an HSA.
I got it. But if there's no dependent daycare, you don't recommend them using FSA at all. Go to HSA for their employees.
Correct.
What do you think the percentage of people that, go FSA versus HSA, I guess, across the board? Do you know?
Probably more HSA now. I'd say 75-25.
That's wild. Okay. Now, when we talk about specifically enough, let's talk about the whole cash flow and timing. I never used an FSA when I was an employee. I said, I just can't do this. I don't know what I'm going to spend. And literally, I was young and healthy at that time. I was in my 20s. And I'm like, I'm not going to go and give my employee more money, taking out of my account every pay period and all this stuff. So this is hard for people because most people are living paycheck to paycheck, right, Tom?
A lot of people are.
Yeah. I'm talking a lot of people that are working for companies to use this FSA strategy.
Well, it's pre-tax, so a lot of times your net income doesn't change all that much.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Do they, when you, an FSA, so I'll just try to understand this. Do you have to give the employer the money at the beginning from the FSA, or do they just take it out of your check?
The whole year, each paycheck, they take X amount out.
Right. So it's not like you even had it at some point in time. So it's more about how that's set up, all these different things. Do you see a lot of companies, when you hear about this, not really push FSA a lot to their employees?
Yeah, I mean, really FSA really doesn't make a lot of sense other than dependent daycare with the HSAs out there.
But historically,
the only advantage is if you put money in the HSA each month the same way you do a flexible spending account, you only can spend what's in your HSA, where a flexible spending account, you can go up to the maximum even if you haven't funded it yet.
Got it. So much to think about. HSA versus FSA. Are they the best acronyms you think in the business when you're working with your employees? Or, I mean, with the companies you work with?
I don't really like throwing out acronyms. I like explain to them that this is called a flexible spending account.
Mm-hmm.
This is called a health savings account. This is called a medical expense reimbursement plan.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do a podcast on that one too.
Health reimbursement arrangements. I mean, there's all these. Yeah, the agents throw it out like buzzwords. They don't even understand it.
Well, you've educated me, and what we're going to be doing in 2026 is walking people through how to set up an FSA, walking people through how to set up an HSA, just as an employer and employee. Because guess what? If you put that on YouTube, Tom, it's not out there. But Tom Quigley's going to show you how to do it. Honestly, we should look at going on, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, and going through on the screen. Share screen with that and walking through that process.
I think people, the misnomer right now is, I keep hearing, is there's no more subsidies. No, that's not even accurate. There's no more enhanced subsidies. So if you were eligible for subsidies prior and you're still at the same income level, you still are getting subsidies.
But less.
No, more.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I get it. But if you go over the threshold, you're going to get smashed.
I call it the cliff. All they've done is they've said, okay, listen, you have you're X age, you're a single person, your maximum amount is 60,000. So if you earn 60,002 cents, you're over the threshold, you have to pay all the subsidy back. Whereas the enhanced, you could be 62 and they enhanced said you could make 120,000. And if you made 120,002 cents, you'd only have to pay back. You'd have to pay back a little bit because they layered the subsidies. Where there is no layering. It's all or none, baby.
It definitely sounds like it's all or none when it comes to an FSA versus an HSA. And HSA came out later, right? Because I don't. How long is HSA?
Well, they first had the medical savings accounts, MSAs, in the 90s, and then they dwarfed it into a health savings account under Bush. So Bush was the big boy who did this one.
Okay.
HSAs in health reimbursement arrangement, HRAs came out under Bush.
Okay. And you think this is a lot of opportunity for, again, if you are investing in your health, because that's the end of the day, Tom. You're investing in your health, and if it's FSA funded or HSA funded opportunity, what a great way to be pre-taxed income that you don't have to be taxed on, and
Right.
have the opportunity to purchase things that you might not have been able to purchase because your healthcare doesn't cover it.
Correct.
Powerful. Okay. Go to schedule a call, Tom, today to learn a little bit how simple it is to really educate employees, because I think that's an important thing for the employer to educate the employee about FSA and HSA, right? Really giving that breakdown and that deep. And you teach your clients that, right? This is how you have to explain this to your employees.
Correct.
Because HR is not going to do it, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
they do a lot for companies. If you want people to pay more, let your HR department manage your health benefits.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Go to claimlinx.com today and